I want to know if the world didn't see what I look like, and would they listen to me, or would they give it any thought if they didn't see me as a man or as a black man or even a Marine. They just saw the words that I spoke and the injustice that I experienced for solely speaking up for other people. I wasn't fired because I was late for work, because I was stealing from the job, or because I was being verbally abusive or sexual harassing a fellow coworker. I was solely silenced because I was speaking up against wrongdoing. And the outcome of that is now me being homeless, me losing my family that I worked hard to build, offer honesty, truth, and transparency, total financial collapse, and separated from the kids that he deployed and put his life on the line to protect, just to come back to where I can't make this shit up. Like, I get confused as far as why did I deserve this, and I know people always, they have their rough time. I understand that. I know that's life. People go through trials and tribulations. But it's still like I was able to handle it when it was only revolving the work stuff. What I mean by the work stuff is me being wrongfully terminated and them lying to unemployment, them being the employer, C4 Planning Solutions, and the HR manager, switching up the story depending on who's asking them questions. I can deal with. I was dealing with it. I was handling that. But when my family was brought into it, specifically my son, that shit, it enraged me because now you made it personal. I was professional with my allegations, what I was speaking about. I wasn't adding no sauce onto it. I told strictly the facts. But what is the first thing people come after there once they cannot judge or do anything to tarnish your work ethic? They go after your character. And they use society view on black men, and specifically the ones who are more emotional, and not in a bad way, but able to articulate how they're actually feeling versus put on a facade and being something that they think the world wants them to be. I've went away from society norms my whole life. I would always say this, that I did not know what I wanted to be when I grew up, but I knew exactly what I did not want to be when I grew up. I knew I didn't want to be a broke dude. I knew I didn't want to be somebody's baby's daddy. I know I didn't want to be the one like, oh, now here we go again, you late again. Like, I didn't want to fit those stereotypes that is portrayed in movies and music and stuff like that. Like I wanted to be and represent my community, the black community, with honor and pride and and change the narrative. It's crazy. What do I fit in into this place? I feel like a fool because it's like these people laughed in my face. Like I clean shit. I clean another man's shit off a toilet seat. All about being a team player because I wanted to show them that it was no job that was beneath me other than lying, deceiving, and manipulating people and just being bullies. And I wasn't going to do that. And that's what they wanted. Bro, like, it's like I'm human too. I have feelings too. Just because I was a Marine, that don't mean I don't have feelings. Just because I'm a Marine, I don't mean that I'm just a hole. Just because I grew up in a city that is rough as shit, that don't mean that I'm just out here like spreading, just being evil to people. Nah, man, I loved hard, and I loved unconditional. How the fuck did I end up in this situation? I'm gonna keep fighting though, cause I got that dog in me, and I refuse to let them win because what they did was wrong. And even if I gotta suffer through this whole entire process, and I hope that I make so much of big of a wave that they will never ever be able to do this to anybody again, regardless of color, ethnicity, or gender. Never. They would think twice. I know this too shall pass.